What's up, everybody? KSA Kris here, the Real Estate Blitz. Wanted to do a quick video for you as a follow-up video to basically where's the cheese, trying to go out and find motivated sellers by leveraging absentee owners. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is how do you do this? So when you got your list, you went out and you did what I said in the last video. You ended up getting a absentee owner list. Well, what do you do next? So this is the first thing I'm going to say. You need to first come up with a big picture strategy, and I'm going to give that to you. Right? Big picture strategy, understand your intent, make sure you already got educated a little bit on what you're trying to do and who you're going to be speaking to. So you got your list, and the first thing that I would highly recommend is you just start calling. Okay, so you're going to have those phone numbers, and when you start calling, this is what I want you to do. I want you to, in each call, I want you to start color coding because it's typically going to come in some type of Excel document, right? I want you to start color coding these calls. So this is how I color code them. So if I call, and somebody answers and I talk to them, they sound interested, I turn that orange. That means that's my follow-up person, right? I'm interested, I'm thinking about selling maybe in the next 3 months. Yeah, let's schedule an appointment. That person goes straight to orange, so I have a follow-up process for them, right? The next one is, if I call and they don't answer, but it goes to a voicemail, I'm going to leave a voicemail. I'll give you some scripts here, probably. It might be in the next video, we'll see. You know what, I'm gonna write it down just to make sure. I might do scripts. Depends on how quick I get through this video. So if you leave a message, if it just rings and nobody picks up, I want you to turn that green. We're going to follow up with that too, but in a different way. Now, if you get a phone call, somebody answers and like, pound sand, I don't like you, don't ever call me back. You turn that black, okay? Or you turn it gray. You turn it some other color that you know is going to make you say, I got to get rid of these. So if you call, somebody answers and like, pound sand. If you call and it goes to, hey, this number is no good anymore. Yeah, go ahead and turn that one too. So basically any phone number that's a bad phone number, you want to turn it black, gray, or dark blue or something that's going to cue you to say, these are the ones I need to delete. This is what I've been recommending and what I've been doing. So call times, I wouldn't even plan on talking about this, but call times, there's 2 call sessions that we've been doing over here that are working extremely well. From 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock a.m., right? So 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning, sit down, do 160 to 100 cold calls. And then an evening block from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock is your second block. Now, there's a reason why we're color coding these things. Okay, so you got your list. You just started making calls. You started color coding them. And the reason why we're going to color code them and make sure we get rid of all the bad numbers, I want you to delete all the bad numbers and all the people that told you to pound sand. Anything that's green on Fridays, you're going to go back through there and you're going to start text messaging every one of those green people, and you're going to create a script that's basically asking them if they're thinking about buying or if they're thinking about selling a home in the near future. If you want to do extra credit, you say, I want to reach out to you to see if you're thinking about selling your house on XXX Porter Way, right here in Fallbrook, California, whatever it is that you're looking for, right? And you send that text message off along with if you've got a website, especially if it's a directing website, and send that on text. You do that for every one of those green ones. Now, what you can find, if you get, let's say you get 600 phone numbers on your list, you're going to find that for every 200 calls you make, you're probably going to get about 20 green numbers. What I found, for every 200 I make, I'm getting 1 possible potential. So on that orange one, you're going to schedule those follow-ups with those individuals. At a minimum, you should be following up once a week, and you should be texting them and sending them information and informing them of what they could be doing with their money if they sold that home, right, as an absentee owner, and considering they don't have to buy, and giving them some options, connecting them with people that can help them actually make more money by sheltering themselves from taxes. So next one, you're going to do that text campaign. That's for all your greens. All the black, gray, or dark blue, you've just deleted those. Now, this is where it gets really cool. I'm going to recommend that if you got a list of 600, first you should be getting this list. It should be very focused. And what I mean by that, so example, I'll give you, because we're in Southern California. I'm going to cold call Fallbrook. I'm going to cold call Winchester. I write out a list from 1 to 10 of the areas that I would like to cold call to try to target market and find homes to sell from absentee owners. So I pick these markets and I cold call. Let's say I get 600 on that list. Well, at the end of the 600 total phone calls, I probably have, let's say, 40 potential green numbers. So on that every Friday, I'm going to call the ones that I've already called, but not all of them. I'm going to roll that green list into my next list because these lists are going to start building on themselves. So now I just finished Winchester. Well, now I want to go into Hemet. So I'm going to start calling Hemet. Hemet just gave me 100 phone numbers. So I got 100 here, I got 100 there. I'm just making up numbers right now, right? And I'm going to take that 100, and then once a month, I'm going to go through and re-cold call all of those green numbers and try to either get rid of more or get more people to say yes. And then once a month, I'm going to send a text campaign to each one of those 100. Now, this is what's cool. If you start whittling this down, you can put this into a CRM. If you have a CRM and you're using one, we use FirePoint here. But if you're using a CRM, you drop it into your CRM for your follow-up text messages and your follow-up cold calls. Okay, so now I got 2. Well, now I got 3. Now I got 4 different areas. Now I got 5 different areas. So I got Winchester, I got Hemet, I have Menifee, I have Marietta, I have Temecula, right? So I got 500 green, let's say green numbers that are sitting there. Well, guess what? That starts becoming my farm. That is a monthly farm that I can sit down and cold call, because if you think about it, I'm telling you should be doing a minimum of 100 calls per day. So that's roughly 500 per week. I'm pushing 200 calls per day. That's 1,000 calls per week. So if I know I got 500 after going through all these different lists, 500 usable numbers, well, guess what? 1 week out of the month, I'm hitting a farm and hitting these people over and over and over. It's no different than direct mail. Direct mail takes 4 to 5 months to really start giving you true returns. So if you're calling these numbers 4 to 5 months in a row, and you're putting there, being out in front of people and letting them know, I help people buy and sell homes. I help people buy and sell homes. I work with investors. I work with investors. I can do stuff for you. And you become that top of mind person when they start thinking about selling their property. You're going to be the first person that they call or follow up with by text or phone. So I would highly recommend you continue to rinse, repeat, and expand your farm list that you hit once a month. So that way you can always continue to move into new markets, and you can go ahead and really work the markets that you're already looking at. Now, if you want to get extra credit, as you start putting this farm list together and it starts coming together really well, you get the primary residence address on those cold call lists that you're going to get, those absentee owner lists that you're going to purchase or get for free from somebody else, right? As you have those lists, if you want to get extra credit, you sit down and you can either handwrite a letter and let them know, hey, I would like to sell your house on XXX, or whatever you want to write. If you just Google yellow letters, that's a great way of doing it. Real estate yellow letters. It's going to give you a ton of really neat stuff. A lot of good information, but you're going to come up with a direct mail piece. You can even create direct mail postcards. You can even go through, what's the system I use? I use a couple different systems. Hold on one second. I'll tell you, it's funny, I wasn't planning on doing this, but there it is. Hold on one second. It's opening. I have a few different systems. So maybe I wasn't planning on sharing Deal Machine. So Deal Machine is a pretty cool system that you can use. And you can actually go and drive. Now, if you want to like extra credit, so you can start a direct mail campaign. You can do it through Deal Machine. You can do it through a lot of different places. You can do postcards. Just Google it. You can do yellow letters and handwrite these letters while you're making your calls and then drop them in the mail. But if you want to do extra credit, you can actually drive over to these properties, knock on the door, and just introduce yourself. That's like going like one step beyond, and it actually works really well. I used to actually leave back when I was like really hustling for deals. I would take yellow sticky notes and I would write down my phone number and please call me. I'd write my phone number and I'd leave it on the door if they didn't answer the door, and I just walk away and they always called me and I'd be like, yeah, my name's Kris, stop by your house. I think it's beautiful. I would love to sell it, or I'd love to buy it, whatever it might be. And next thing you know, you're getting a deal. That's all I got today. Appreciate it. Do me a favor, like, share, comment. I always like to like, share, comments. I always try to reply to all the comments as often as I can. And if you haven't subscribed to the page, subscribe to the page. It allows other people the opportunity to see this information. I say it all the time. I'm not a coach. I'm not a guru. I just put out information. I normally do this for the agents that are on our team, so they have something that they can listen to every day from me to get some more insight and direction. But it turns out through the years, it's helped a ton of other people out in the market. And the reason that they could see this content is because people keep subscribing to the channel. So please subscribe. You can find me on Instagram, KSA Kris, Kris with a K. That's my personal stuff. And if you want to look up the Real Estate Blitz on Facebook, please do. Another one, if you're in Southern California, you're a real estate agent in Southern California, or really if you're in anything in real estate, even investors, look up RE Mob on Facebook. We're doing seminars every month and lunch mobs every month. You can come out and just meet like-minded individuals and get some good information. That's all I got today. Appreciate you, and see y'all later.